Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's me, Rosebelle, and I'm back again, babies, with another video. I'm sorry, babies, I know I disappeared for a time, but your girl is back, and we're back with the tea, and I'm going to be dropping bangers, so stay tuned. And as you read from today's title, we're gonna be talking about sexual abstinence, lust, and all these things in Christianity context, but I know it applies to another religions. So if you apply to religion, just let me know. But yes, we're going to talk about this, and we're going to talk it in a female perspective, because I don't see many videos talking about this, so I decided why I don't make a video talking about this, since I think it's important. That is what we're going to do in today's video. So yes, if you like the video, please don't forget to subscribe, give a like, and I'm not going to talk too much now, and let's get into this video, babies. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Why am I doing this video? Why is it important to talk about these topics and why they are important? So let's start from the first beginning. I wanted to do this video a month ago. It marked 2 years since I was abstinent, and yes, that's why I decided I wanted to make this video, because many people are not informed about what it is and why it's important to do it. So yes, that's why I'm doing this video, to inform you a little bit, to give you tips how to do it, and to talk about our struggles with you as women. So let's get into this video. Why I decided to remain abstinent. I gave my life to Christ last year. If you didn't watch my testimony, then go and watch it. And then I started finding things out. In the society we live right now, sex is so normalized. Like, if you go to school, if they give you those sex talks, they're gonna say, well, you're grown up enough, it's your body, you can decide what you want to do, and you can have sex, you can masturbate, you can play with yourself. They just be telling you all these things, and you'll be like, oh, it's normal, because the society has normalized it to make it. But what happens in Christianity, if it's outside the marriage, it's not good, because it's called fornication, okay? And that's why in Christianity it's condemned. And I know that in Islam too it's condemned, and it's called a zina. For us Christians, it's fornication, and for Muslims, it's zina. So having intercourse with someone who is not your spouse outside of marriage is the sin. And last year when I found out that it was a sin, I was just like, sheesh. It was hard for me to swallow at the beginning, because I was just like, so I need to abstain from everything, but this is just so fun. It just relaxes you. The society tells you it's very good for health, you need to do it, and blah 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 blah. Yes, it has benefits, but inside the marital context. And now you're gonna be like, why marital context? Why blah blah blah? We're going to that next point. Why is important for you to have intercourses inside the marriage and not outside? So I will do a whole different video about soul ties, okay? But I'm just gonna try to summarize it up now in this video. When you're having intercourses, people think that is something that is just physical, but it's not physical, honey. It's physical, spiritual, and mental. Okay, so when you're having that intercourses, you're basically joining your body with someone else's body. Okay, and in Christianity and in Islam too, I know when you're joining with this person, you're meant to remain with this person. Not that you have an intercourse and you're leaving. No, you are called to stay with your spouse. That's why you're supposed to remain with your spouse. So yes, what happens that when you're having these intercourses, you're supposed to have these intercourses just with that person and the same person for the rest of your life. Okay, so I don't understand, Rosa, what are you going? Let's go to the next point. There is where soul ties come, because you're tying your soul with somebody, and if you're not going to remain with that somebody, it's gonna be hard, honey, because when you had that intercourse with that person, you didn't know that person so well. So you don't know the energy that has been transmitted. You don't know what you just did. You don't know what type of transaction you did, because you exchanging things with that person spiritually and you don't know. And this topic, it's really a long topic, and I'm going to do a whole different video about it. But as I was saying, you're exchanging things, you're exchanging energy. If that person has depression, later when you guys are going to break up, you're going to start feeling depressive. if that person has generational curses, that generational curses might follow you as well. You know, you're going to exchange a lot of things. That's why many people don't understand why that is, that after I have sex with somebody I feel some type of way, or why when we break up I feel this sort of way. It's because of that, honey, because you basically just exchange things you don't know. You just basically had casual sex with someone you don't even know that well. You don't know his family, you don't know what is behind his story, and that's what many people don't understand. That's why in Christianity they said wait till that person you guys are officially married, till you give your bodies to each person, because at that time God has confirmed this relationship, have confirmed this marriage, and it's like a yes, now I'm having intercourses with my spouse, my half, my everything, the person I'm going to do it with the rest of my life. We're going to reproduce, we're going to be fruitful, but all inside the context of marriage. It's not that like you're having just casual sex and just leave. No. So in Christianity, it's just a sin to have intercourses outside marriage. So when I found out that last year, I was just desperate, really, and I was desperate to the point that I went to internet to find articles where there was proven that it's not a sin. But it's just like, honey, I only found 2 articles out of thousands of articles that say are a sin. The rest, only 2 articles was like, oh no, it's not a sin, but the rest, they were all a sin. I was trying to like justify my sin, but I was not finding anything that was suitable with my opinion. So of course it was hard, and I told babe, we don't need to have intercourses anymore, we don't need to do anything anymore, blah blah blah, because it's a sin and everything. At the beginning it was extremely hard. It was very hard, because it was just like, how are we going to do that? But for our journey it was like a little bit way easier because of the distance relationship. So we already was not having intercourses for almost a year, so you know, being in a distance helped a lot. So how is my journey going? Is it been easy? Let's come to the last topic, and I'm going to like go more deeply in this topic. So this journey so far is not easy. If I tell you it's easy, then I'm freaking lying. And mostly for the people that are rewaiting again for marriage, they're born again virgins, is not easy, okay? So if I tell you it's easy, it's not easy. Plus, if you're in couple, it's still way more harder. So it's not easy at all. I'm not gonna come here and sugarcoat and pretend that wow, it's the freakiest easy thing ever, because it's not just easy, you know. But we just cope and we just try our best, you know. What can also help you to stay far from the situation? Meeting outside. If you're in couple and you just want to stay far from temptation, you need to know what are your weak points. If you know that your weak points is kisses, then you need to abstain from kisses. If you know that your weak points are this, that, this, you need to do a list and talk with your partner and say, look, these are my weak points, so I think we need to talk about this, for us to follow the will of God and not fall in temptation. Why is it important to remain celibate? It's important to remain celibate because you're not only fulfilling the law of God, like the will of God, but you're also helping yourself. Why am I saying this? You know, many people just right now think that sex is everything in a relationship, and that's why when there's no sex in the relationship, there's no relationship anymore. That's why when you're having a Christian, godly relationship, then you're literally knowing the person, you're knowing the deepest of the person. Many people just right now is just like this, they don't even care to know the person. That's why when they don't have intercourses or anything anymore, their relationship is just dead. You know, there's nothing to talk about, many things, you know. So that's why it's important to remain celibate, because you're knowing your partner, you know, you're knowing your partner. So when you get married, the sex will be something plus, but it's not like something like, oh, I extremely need it, or oh, you know, because that is what happens to a lot of couples right now. They just have intercourses, and after that there's no relationship there. The relationship is dead. There's nothing that keeps that relationship, only the intercourses, you know. So now let's go to the part of how is it to be a woman and abstain. Many people think that we women don't have struggles and that we are very strong and blah blah blah. It's true that we women, like, we know how to bear more than men. Like, men have way more difficulties, but we also go through our struggles. Please, we also struggle with lustful thoughts, we also struggle with a lot of things. So please, when you're doing those type of videos, don't only say, oh, man, because we women too, we go through our own things that we hide it or we keep it secret because we're just ashamed, because in this society, only men. We also women, we go to a lot of struggles, you know. I personally, I struggled a lot. I still continue struggling, but what I did is to pray to God to retake me from everything that is not of his will. And since I prayed that prayer, it helped me a lot to like feel irritated when it comes to sexual things, and that has helped me a lot. There was a time that if you talk about any sexual thing, I will just show up, or I just don't feel to talk about anything related with sex. So yes guys, please, if you're thinking about being celibate, not that in mind that it's not going to be easy. There are going to be extremely a lot of temptations, extremely of situations that you just want to give up. But please don't give up. Remember that you're strong. It's really not easy, and in this society we are living makes it more harder because everything's just sexualized, everything's just about sex right now. And now with all these groups of friends, they'll be like, oh, you haven't had sex yet and whatever. Sex is not everything, let me tell you. There's life after sex, there's a relationship after sex. So when you have sex after marriage, it's just a plus, it just adds more to your relationship. But please be careful because you don't know people. Just don't be having casual sex with people just like that. You don't know their generational curses. You don't know what is following them. Please, I'm just begging you, please be careful what you get yourself involved into, because sex can be very fun, but it can also be very dangerous. So yes guys, I've been 2 years in this journey. I'm really proud. It's not easy. We've fall out many times. We've also been in temptation extremely lot of times. There've been times I also wanted to give up and whatever. There've been times that I've tried to like justify this. Sometimes I'll be just asking why it has to be so hard. I know in the bottom of my heart that it's worth it to wait, and that God's plan is always the best. He knows why he says no or yes in certain situations. So honey, I know it's not easy, but please, if you're in couple, like start discussing this with your partner. I don't care if you're Christian or Muslim, it's still the same law applied. So go and talk to your partner, and please stop having sex outside relationship, because later if you guys break up, you're just gonna feel like a huge emptiness inside you. And as I said in another video, I'm going to talk about soul ties and how to like liberate yourself, because it's not easy, you know. It's not easy. You don't know people's intention, you don't know people's spirits that follow them. So be careful, you know. When I did the date with my boo, like for me it was just the contrary. Like it strengthened our love. It's not like that in all situations, honey. So please be careful. Being celibate, it's really cool because it really shows me that life, there's more than sex. Life is more than masturbation. Life is more than many things, you know. And now I focus on my relationship and how can I put God in the center, how I can like be a better person, be a better partner, and it's just the best thing ever. So if you're thinking of going celibate, do it, honey. Okay, it's not easy. I know it's hard because in this society they normalize everything, but please do things for God and don't do things for the world. So yes, honey, this was my journey with celibacy. I hope it was clear and I explained myself as clear as possible for you to understand what celibacy is. And yes guys, if you like this video, don't forget to like, to subscribe to my channel, and we'll see ourselves in the next video. Bye.